Hello, hello, ladies. Welcome. It is 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening, so it's time for another Facebook Live with the Wexford Stamper. My name is Barbara Reed, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in York, Pennsylvania. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoyed at least a little bit of this beautiful day today. Hello, Joanne, and Ann, and Sharon, and Cheryl. Gang's all here. Awesome. All righty. I have a little bit of information to share before we get started on the projects for this evening. The new annual catalog is out and it will go live on May 4th. So I am putting out an all call, whoever would like a catalog who doesn't have one. Okay. I know most of my team have them. Hi, Rise. Oh dear, I'm having kind of weird things happening here. I'm hoping we can get started and through this. All right. If you need a catalog, is what I'm trying to say, just message me and I will make sure you get one. If you have another demonstrator, go ahead and ask them. I'm sure they would get one to you as well. Mine are going out, my large group are going out tomorrow in the mail. All right, so hopefully you already have one of these in your hot little hands and you are already checking and seeing what you might want to order on the 4th. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other things we like to do when we have a new annual catalog. Hi, Deb. Hi, Rise. And this is one of the items we offer. We offer an in-color sampler card kit. And this costs $20. And it has 10 card bases, 2 of each of the new in colors. And these are the new in colors. They're beautiful. And I've gotten all the colors and I'm anxiously waiting to get started playing with them. So you're going to get 10 card bases. You'll get 10 card fronts using the In Color Designer Series paper, 10 Whisper White inserts, 10 feet of the In Color ribbon, and 20 In Color gems. And I also will include an assortment of die cuts and extra strips so you can go ahead and start designing some of your own cards right away with the new in colors. So if you'd be interested in that, let me know. I'm going to put my first order in for this on the 4th. So let me know if you'd like an in color sampler card kit. I did do this last year, but if you're unsure of what it is, you can always touch base with me and I will be posting all these items on my Facebook page today. Okay, my group. Hi, Cheryl. I think I already said hello. There's Renee. Gosh, I got all my buds here. Wonderful. All right, number 2. Let's go to this one here. It is a new catalog, so you know we have to have a paper share. All right, there are exactly 11 new packs of Designer Series paper. And we do our paper shares by giving you a 6x6 piece of every single one of these papers. So that's going to be a total of 144 pieces of Designer Series paper. And as I do every year, I put them in a beautiful, hey Mary, a beautiful handmade gift box. And that is $40 for the 144 sheets of Designer Series paper. And I've had lots of my team and my customers, they love this. So I'm excited to bring it to you again. And the paper is gorgeous, just like always. And the other thing we have is a ribbon share. I love the ribbon. And there are 15 new ribbons or twines in the new catalog. So you'll get a total of 24 yards of ribbon, and this is $20 for the ribbon share. Okay, so if you buy the ribbon share and the paper share together, that's $60. You will get a pack of 2020, 2022 in color square gems for free. So I'm going to throw in something for free just because I appreciate you. So I will put all these flyers on my VIP page so you can take a look at them a little closer. This is just all the names of all the ribbons, and on here I have all the names of all the different paper packs, so you can get a good look at those. So let me know if you'd like them. I would love to send you some of those. All right, that is all for today, and all for today. Yep, that's it. Bye. That's all the announcements I have for today. And now it's time to get started on our projects for today. All right, we are focusing our projects tonight on Mother's Day. And I put together this cute little pleated box and with a tag, and this could be filled with little goodies of all different types. I love making this box. It looks very complicated, but it really isn't. This is Magenta Madness is the color of this box. Just love it. I think it's such a gorgeous color. So that is our one treat box. And then our other treat box is this little candy bar box. And let me show you. I have this has been made to a specific size. These are some fancy chocolates, I guess. I don't know. I found them on Amazon. They are dark chocolates. They're a little smaller than the Hershey chocolates. I thought they'd be a really cute little gift for a Mother's Day gift or anything. These would be great girlfriend gift as well. And that slides down in there. Alrighty, so those are our two projects for this evening. As usual, there will be a PDF on my blog to let you know exactly all the directions, all the dimensions, everything you need to know. I also put a little template so you can tell how to cut it if you're a little confused and don't want to go back and watch this amazing YouTube video. So this is available on my blog, and it has all the information for both of the projects. All right, I know a lot of my stampers love having the PDF. All right, is that everything? Yep, all right, let me talk a little bit about the products that I'm gonna be using this evening. Thank you, Joanne, I love doing them, and because the teacher in me loves it. Don't get to make worksheets anymore, so now I get to do it once a week. All right, so let me show you some of the stamp sets I used. And I want to talk about this to let you know that you can really use any stamp sets that you want to. Okay, you don't have to use these specific ones. You can find something in your stash that'll work. But these are what I used. I went back and brought in a bunch of them. Here's the first one. This is the Beautiful Friendship, and I really do love this stamp set. It is a standalone stamp set. There's no dies or anything that go with it, but I really do love it. So this is one I'm using this evening, and that one I'm going to be using to stamp on the cute little pleated box. All right, and then I'm going to be using this one. This one is dressed. No, wait, let me see. Hold on. It's not Best Dressed. I think that's the man one. Yes, it is. Best Dressed Suite. This is the Best Dressed stamp set. I'm going to be using the little Hello Fabulous and the little flower stamp from this. Okay, but if you have a flower stamp in another set, it'll work just as well. And this is the dies that go with that set, and I'm going to be using the little die to cut out the flower, but that's the only reason I'm using that. You could certainly fussy cut your little flower out. And I'm going to be using the In Blooms. And as you all know, I'm a little obsessed with this one. I'm going to just be using this one this evening for one of the sentiments. All right, and I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live. I did an event on Monday night, and this one, I made this, let me show you here. I made this little 9x9 sampler, and this one uses all those fabulous dies from that set. I just am in love with them. So they're just so easy to put together and make something really, really pretty. All right, and there are a few guys on here that have ordered them and they are ready to go. So I will be getting them to you very shortly. All right, so let's get started on our projects for this evening. All right, let's go ahead and work on our pleated box first. Okay, what we're going to start with our pleated box is a piece of Magenta Madness, and this is cut at 10.5 by 5 inches. All right, I'm gonna grab my scoring board here. And on the 10.5 inch side, we're going to score at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, every 2 inches. Then we're going to turn it on the short side and we are going to score at, let me see if that's, yep, 2. At 2 inches as well. So lots of 2s for this one. Okay, now let's go ahead and take the scoring board out and we're going to do some stamping here. All right, we're going to just bring in our Magenta Madness and we're going to do a little bit of tone on tone stamping. We're going to use the little flower stamp from the Beautiful Friendship. Okay, and it's just a cute little flower, not much to it. You could pick another one. You could do stars or hearts, whatever you like. Okay, and I'm just going to start randomly stamping all over my box. Thanks. Just to give it a little bit of color. I don't like things to be just plain. These look like little roses and I just thought they really added something to the box. I don't worry too much about here because this is going to be the bottom of the box. So I don't worry about getting any of that on there. So that's it. My little flowers. Yes, tone on tone's the best, Joanne. Oh, I'm shaking things up here. All right, calm down there, Barb. All right, now we're going to go ahead and develop the pleats. All right, let me show you how that works. Now this part at the bottom here is going to be the bottom of the box. So I'm going to go ahead, just like we would with any box bottom. Just going to cut up to the first horizontal line. Okay. And we're going to cut this little piece off the bottom, just like we would with any other box. Okay, now it gets a little different. Let me find yep, okay, you're going to need a ruler for this. Okay, do not panic. Okay, the first thing you're going to do, let me bring in my template. You're going to measure down from the top 1 inch. Okay, and then you are going to score to each of the corners. All right, so this is what you're going to do. First thing we do is we put it here, and we're going to put a mark at the top of the page in the middle of each of the panels. So this panel's 2, so I'm going to put my dot at 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, so you might not be able to see that, but there's just a little nick right there at the top. Okay, now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to go straight down, and we don't have to draw a line. You're just going to go down to 1 inch and make a dot. Okay, we're going to do that with all the panels again. 1 inch, make a dot. So we're going from the center of each of the panels down 1 inch. Okay, and I'm just using my score my scoring tool from my scoring board. It seems to work just fine. And this is an old school ruler. All right, so now I have all my dots. Those are going to be harder to see, but they're there. Okay, so now I'm going to come back, and from that dot I made, I can't see this one here, my old eyes. Let me make it again. All right, now I can. From there, I'm going to go down to each of the corners. So I'm going to make like a Y, upside down Y. Let's go with that. Upside down Y. Okay. Now, let's go to the next dot. That is right there. And I'm going to go from there to each of the corners. Okay, going to pick this up here. I see the dot. That one's pretty clear. If you want, you could put a pencil mark. Okay, if you don't, I just kind of wing it. So if you're not a winger and need to do pencil marks, that would be okay. It's all of a sudden getting dark. All right, 2 more of these to do. And after I do that, I'll show you my template, and you'll see how things are going to fall together here. All right, last one. All right, so let's take a look here. You can see all my triangles there. Okay, now here is the template that I made. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I have my triangles made. I'm going to start folding just gently on all those score lines. Okay, so these are going to come up. These go down, and then these come up. Just very gently. You just want to kind of guide them so when you pull the box together and start creating the box, that they'll know which way to bend, hopefully. All right, so these are all bent under, and then we've got a little bit of fold in each of these triangles. Okay, everybody with me so far? I hope so. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my, here it is, Seal Plus, and I'm going to go ahead and but put a straight line of the Seal Plus right down this short 1/2 inch strip. I'm going to turn the box over and just fold this over on top of each other. That one I didn't fold very well. Let's fold those. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it right around to there. Okay, so now we have kind of like a, what is that? A pentagon. All right, now I'm going to start squeezing in at the centers, okay, of all these sides. So we're going to be pinching in on those and bringing them in together. Okay, so this is going to start to create the top of the box. Just like here, okay? The reason we need to do that first is because that's what we have to do to get the bottom to come down where we need it to come down. So, all right, there is our top now. Okay, I'm going to take my fingers, hold that there, turn it over, and then I'm going to fold down all the sides. Okay? Now, the reason you need to hold it together is because you want these bottom flaps to fold down and stay where they're supposed to. Okay, so then I'm going to reopen them, And this is where I like to use my Tombow because it gives me a little bit of time to move the flaps around if I need to. But I have a good hold onto the top of the box. So I'm just going to fold these in. My Tombow's got a little coop. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to put, oh dear, a little Tombow on here and then just fold the other over. Okay. I'm going to put it on the back sides of these. Don't need a lot. Okay. Fold these down and over. Down, down. Okay. Then I'm going to hold this for just a moment. Turn it over and let it sit. Okay. And then you can make sure that your top pleats are looking good and it looks great. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start punching our holes. All right, so let me go ahead and get my paper punch here. And we're going to punch the holes pretty close to the center of the top. So I'm going to go here. So you're going to punch them. You're going to hold the two together, the pleats together, and then punch. Ugh. You got to go through 2 layers, so you got to give it a little bit of elbow grease. Okay, last one. Okay, so now we got our holes. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take my Magenta Madness, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to string it all the way around. Okay, looks almost like a star. So you're just going to go in and out, in and out. So I go in through one hole, out through the next. Okay, in through the next. Out through the next. You want to make sure you give yourself a nice big hunk of ribbon, because this is a big area to lace. And as you're lacing, sometimes the ribbon can get a little frayed. So you want to make sure you give yourself enough that you can cut that off at the end. Come on, there we go. Or before. All right, I can do it. 4 more. I can do it. Okay, let's see. I hope you guys are seeing how it's coming together now, and that it's really not that hard. Once you give it a try, I'm going to go ahead and cut it because it's too frayed. There we go. Now we've got our nice crisp corner that we can stick right through there. And grab with the other side with the big fingers. There we go. All right, 2 more. I think I can do it. Are you guys still hanging in there with me? Yes, she's still threading it through. Yes. All right, you can go get a coffee and come back, and I'll still be lacing. All right, we got 1 more. I need my little, this streaming application that I use now has sound effects, and it has like applause and all kinds of funny sounds. I'm going to have to start incorporating those in there. Get a drum roll for that one. All right, so now we have it all the way through, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie it tight. That's the idea that really, really gets all those sides together. You see how that works? Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow. Okay, and with the last one as much, I also used a lot of ribbon and kind of left it nice and long. Okay, so there is the box. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the tag. All right, and what I used for that one is the Label Me Fancy. And let's see, I've got a piece of white, basic white cardstock. I'm just going to punch that out. And then what's really super cool about this is there is this side, which you can put a hole in the tag, or you can put a slit, so whichever you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and use this side and put the hole. Gives it a tiny hole there. And then I'm going to do my stamping, and I'm going to pull out the Best Dressed stamp set for this one that says Hello Fabulous. And I'm going to stamp that in the Magenta Madness as well. There we go. And now what I did, instead of putting it on this ribbon, I just fed it through one of the holes to the side, and then we wouldn't have to be fussing with that ribbon. So I have a piece of, oh, it's in here, white baker's twine is what I used. Okay, I'm going to put that through the hole here. And then I'm going to just feed it through a hole here. So I think I'm going to go through this one here. But you can do whatever you like. If you want to go ahead and put it on the same ribbon as the Magenta Madness, you could certainly do that. But I just kind of put it out on this other side. And she's doing more lacing. Oh my goodness. This girl. All right, I got it through. Okay, let me grab it. Okay, now all I'm going to do is tie a bow. Okay, so let's go ahead and tie it off. And then tie a bow. And there you have it. A little lacing, but I know all you gals are good at lacing, so you shouldn't have any trouble with this box. All right, so let me go ahead and cut off these ends. And then there you have your cute little box. All righty. So that one is finished. Okay, and next we are going to do our chocolate bar. Okay, remember this one is a smaller bar. It's a Mosher Roth, and I got this idea from a fellow demonstrator. I will put a link on my blog. Hi, Jean. I will put a link on my blog if you're interested in getting the same candy bar. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one together. Now this one I made here, I used the Petal Pink. All right, but I used the Purple Posy, but I didn't have any of that paper left, so I grabbed another piece of paper from that same Best Dressed, and we made a Petal Pink box instead. All right, as long as there's chocolate in there, I think we'll be fine. All righty, let's try this one. This is a tiny little bit of paper we need for this one. This one, let me go ahead and go back over here. This one takes a 5x5 piece of paper. I use the Petal Pink here. And let's go ahead and do our scoring first. Since both sides are 5 inches, it really doesn't matter which side you start on, but you're going to start at 1/2 and score. 7/8, 2 3/4, 3 1/8. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the other side. Doesn't really matter which way you spin it. And this is going to be at 3/8, 4 1/8, 4 1/2. All right, that is all we need for our scoring board today. let's go ahead and grab my bone folder, and we will do some creasing on our score lines. Then I will grab my template and show you exactly how it's going to look after we finish our cutting, and that'll give you a better perspective on what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Here is the box all completely cut and ready to put together. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is along the right hand side here where you have the thin rectangle, we're going to cut up and we're going to cut off the small square on the bottom and then the 2 small squares at the top. Okay. Okay. Now this is going to be the bottom of our box. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut up to create these 2 little flaps here. Okay. And of course, I'm going to have to take a little bit of that corner off so those flaps go in there nicely and don't get in the way of sliding our chocolate in there. All right, now let's look at the top. Okay, if you look here, this is the flap that's going to close the box up, and this is the front of the box. We're going to put a little bit of a notch there using a circle punch so that you can stick your finger in there and open the box easier. All right, so let's go ahead. First, we're going to just cut down through two of the lines. So we're going to go down to the second horizontal. This is on the top. Okay, so we're going to cut these guys off here because they are going to be the tiny little flaps that close in with the lid. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with that. Notch those out and notch those out. Okay, now this is the side that is going to be the front. So we're going to cut both of these rectangles off. All right, because this is going to fold down into this side. All right, now before we put it together, and even before I put that notch in there, I'm going to grab my patterned paper. And for this one, I'm going to use another one of the papers from the Best Dressed 6x6 pack. And I'm going to just go ahead and put those on the front and the back of the box. Isn't that such a pretty color? That's such a great, sweet, I'm sorry, paper pack, such beautiful, beautiful flowers in it. I really, really love it. I have gotten my money's worth out of that 6x6 pack. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 Designer Series paper panels on my front and back of my box. And the reason I'm doing that before I put the box together is you can really use a lot more pressure on the panels and make sure that those are down nice and adhered firmly. Okay, now I'm going to grab my little tiny punch here. This is a 1/4 inch punch, and I'm going to make that tiny little notch for the recipient's thumb so that they can get into their chocolate easier without busting up the box. All right, so there we go. All right, now we are ready to put the box together. Let me grab my Seal Plus again, and I'm going to run it down that first little skinny panel that we cut the top and the bottom off there. Okay, I'm going to turn it over on the back, and then I'm just going to close it over. This is the easiest way to make sure that it lines up. Okay, so now we have the box lined up just where we like it. And we know that this is the front of the box, so this bottom panel is going to be put down last. So we have the crease in the front. So we're going to fold down the little tabs, fold down the back, and then I am going to go ahead and use my Tombow to close up the bottom. You can use whatever adhesive you like. Oops, there we go. Close that up. And now, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle punch, which I probably should have taken earlier, but I'm going to make it work. And it's going to round the little corners of the flap. They'll go into my box much easier if they're rounded. All right, since I had to squish it a little bit. All right, there's the box. I'm going to take my little Mosher raw chocolate. It fits right in there. Oops, I'm out of the picture. Hold on. Okay, here's my Mosher Roth. That's going to go right in the box. It's like a perfect fit for this candy bar. All right, close it up on top. And there we have it. There is our cute little box. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of embellishing now. Okay, I'm going to use this little label. This is from the Simply Succulents. I don't know if I put that up before. Let me show you Simply Succulents. Here it is. Okay, this is a great set, but it also has some great labels. I always look at a die set and say, are there great labels that I'd be able to use for lots of different things? And this one had those square labels that I really liked. So that's the one I used this for. All right, then I used the You Mean So Much to Me. That was from the In Bloom. And I used the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that kind of to the top of the, oops, I think I have this upside down. There we go. That looks better. Oh, and I have this upside down. Ooh, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right there. Okay. Then what I did, I stamped one of the flowers from the Best Dress Suite, and I stamped it in the Memento ink, and then I cut it out using the die. Okay. But you can find any flower you want. You can also stamp the flower right on to the label if you'd prefer to do that. I am going to go ahead and use some blends on this. I'm going to go ahead first and use my Purple Posy right here and just color in the whole Purple Posy flower with the light marker. And I'm going to use the bullet tip. I'm so excited. All the in colors for the next catalog have blends as well. So I was so excited to get some new blends. So yes, I got those and I'll be showing them off very soon. Then I took the darker one and I went around again and just kind of went in some of the places where maybe one of the leaves was kind of hanging over the leaf underneath it and made a shadow. And then that just makes it have a little more of a three-dimensional look. I'm not even going to go over that one with the light, but you can see how the dark makes it look a little more three-dimensional. Then I grabbed my favorite green, my dark soft seafoam, and I colored in these cute little leaves here. All right, let's go ahead and get these beautiful embellishments on our box. Let's grab the box. This time we're going to be using the pretty Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon. Look at how pretty that is. I love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tie from top to bottom. And then I'm going to tie a bow, at least try. Oop, this might come together. This is great ribbon. It's soft. It's easy to tie. That's my kind of ribbon. Okay. And then I'm going to pull my knot a little tighter. Let's move it over into the middle. And let's give some of these a trim. All right, I'm going to pull this guy in a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this one off. I could work all day on a ribbon, so That's fine, Barb. Just move on. Okay, so now I'm going to take my cute little label and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some dimensionals on it. Just on the outside here, because we're going to be straddling our little ribbon on the inside there in the middle. And then that will stay really well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that right about there. Okay, then my final, I'm going to just put a little bit of the Seal Plus on the back of my cute little flower. And then I'm going to put that right at the bottom. Which color do you like better? I like both of them. I'm kind of a purple girl, but I think I like the petal pink one as well. So there you have it. There are 2 of the little candy bar boxes. Remember, if you are interested in the candy bar boxes, I will put a link to the Amazon link that has those cute little bars for sale. All right. So let's bring in our ones from today. So here is our pleated box, and here is our candy bar. All right, if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to contact me. I'd be glad to answer. I will hopefully have the PDF and all the goodies related to these 2 projects up this evening, so you can look for them then. Also wanted to remind you that with the new catalog coming out, if you've got a really, really long list of things that you would like to buy, it might be a great time to become a stamper on my team. And that doesn't mean you have to do crazy stuff like I do. You can be a stamper who just likes to shop and get a great deal. So as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you will get 20 or 25% off all your product that you buy. And for the starter kit, it is $99 and you get $125 worth of product, and it's all free shipping. So if you're thinking about buying more than $100 worth of product in the next month or so, it might be a great decision. I have lots of my team are on here watching, and they can always tell you that it was one of the best decisions they made. So think about it, and I'd be glad to help out with any of that. Don't forget, my blog is www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. Visit that, and you should be able to get all the information you need for these 2 projects. Thanks for joining me, guys, and take care, and we will see you next week, same time, same day. Take care. Keep stamping.